Well, well, well. All right. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're from. Welcome to another edition of the Monday live stream number 1744. Oh, boy. I'll catch the replay tomorrow. And who left already? Somebody already left. BJ Palmer, Billie Jean already left to go watch Jeopardy. Why would you ever watch Jeopardy over this? Who's hosting Jeopardy these days? Does anyone know? Somebody let me know who's hosting Jeopardy. So when is this thing kicking off? Or are we just going to sit here all day listening to Bob lying about talking to babes? Clearly, someone has never watched Napoleon Dynamite, EJ. And how dare you? Shame on you. Ay, ay, ay. How anyone has not seen that movie is beyond me. Anyways. Bob's giving us all $50K. No. An all expenses paid trip for the members meetup is what I'm paying for. Not $50K. That's too much. Well, maybe. We'll see. Well, let's see. Depends on how much money I get. So yeah, here we are. For anyone who's new here, and don't forget to click on that link to Dan's Fish and buy the best quality fish you can buy anywhere online. Although, to be honest, a little lacking in the rainbow fish there, Dan Lee the Manly. This is like 4 weeks in a row now that we're kind of short on rainbow fish here. And just saying. Katie, what's going on? UPS, you're living the dream. Are you kidding me? I love Napoleon Dynamite. You love Napoleon Dynamite, then it shouldn't have taken you a minute to get the reference. Come on. Gosh. I'm back. The lady from Big Bang Theory is the host. Oh, no kidding? I love that chick. And don't get mad because I called her a chick. I love that woman, all right? Sound and picture good. All right, Tampa Tom, thank you. Hopefully I have a new microphone for everyone who complains about the volume being low. I forget your name, but the guy who complains every single week. Hopefully it'll be better next week. And also, as Ginger Grumble says with the $5 super chat, hit the like button on your way in or your way out. Yeah. And she's not the girl from Big Bang Theory, all right? She's Blossom. Give me a break. I'm blonde. Like, are you a real blonde, though, or are you blonde by choice? Because then you can't be fake. Kang Lee, what's going on, buddy? I feel like I haven't seen you forever. Yep, the girl from Blossom. Because Big Bang Theory is one of the worst shows ever. So she is the girl from Blossom. BJ Palmer, I wouldn't miss you, Bob. Well, what was the pet llama's name again? Tina. Jeez. Someone needs to rewatch Napoleon Dynamite. Napoleon Dynamite watch party on the 4th of July. That'll be the 4th of July stream. Napoleon Dynamite watch party. So the other question is, never mind. I'm done with the questions. I'm ready for your questions about fish. Do you think that wood shrimp could go with eastern red-spotted newts in a heavily planted tank with guppies and yo-yo loaches? So the only thing you're gonna have to worry about, Frank, is the yo-yo loaches. I get that wood shrimp are pretty large. However, when they molt is when the yo-yo loaches will go after them. And so the thing you're going to have to come up with is a wood shrimp will hide when they molt, right? Because they know they're super tasty after a molt. So they do hide. However, yo-yo loaches and most loaches in general are very good at getting into hides. So that's about the only thing you have to worry about is the yo-yo loaches. I started this whole Napoleon Dynamite topic. I'm sorry. Oh, don't be. Napoleon Dynamite is amazing. Unholy Orders, Bob, what's going on? Hey, not a lot. Actually, quite a lot. Very busy week this week. Next week's gonna be busy. I have lots and lots and lots of wood getting delivered this week to start construction. Pretty excited about that. So that's going to take up a lot of my time this week. And then, once my little shack, my little shanty is built, we'll be back to fish videos. How about that? It'll be amazing. Anyone know what fish have the best personality that are peaceful and bigger? Rainbow fish. Rainbow fish. I don't know, probably goldfish, honestly. I think that one goldfish I had, Patches, that dude was amazing. Hi, Zen. Keep your boy in check. He's a sick little boy. What are you talking about? What? How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I messed it up. You got me. I didn't do it. Hip Hop Hillbilly, what's going on? Planted 40-gallon breeder, 5 peacock gudgeons. I like that. 3 dwarf karamis. I like where this is going. 3 diamond tetra. 4 black neon tetras and 4 hillstream loaches. How many more neons could I get away with? Your numbers are definitely light. Honestly, I would probably do like 4 more neon tetras and probably like 3 more diamond tetras if it was me. I'd get both of those schools up a little more. Members only streams are where we talk about anything. That is true. Talk about anything. Either that light is pulsing or the camera is hunting exposure. Neither. It's the UFO above it. See? It's the UFO. That's the UFO. Well, you can't really see now because that stupid plant is growing too much. But it's the UFO pulsing. I found a neon stuck in my inflow. Sounds like you need to go to the doctor, my friend. Holy smokes. I was looking at rainbow fish this week at the store. Well, when are you going to be buying rainbow fish at the store? Come on. Goldfish in a car are like water puppies and pretty docile, or at least the threadfin. I mean, I gotta stick with goldfish, man. Gotta stick with goldfish. They follow you around. They appear to be happy to see you, although, all fish are. They just want food, but whatever. I'm sticking with goldfish. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. How fuzzy was he? Fuzzy. That's how you know that bears are harmless. Like, if you ever come up to a bear in the wild, you can tell just by how fuzzy and cuddly they are that they're harmless. So, like, give them a hug. Got a Pacu for Father's Day. I hope you have a big tank pimping shrimp. And I hope there's no shrimp in it. It's Bob Lavar's UFO's tractor beam. It is. Tractor beam. Looney Lonnie. And Carol, member for 22 months. Thank you, Carol. I appreciate it. Paul says they did look really nice. I've got to be honest. That's actually pretty rare to see nice looking rainbow fish in a pet store. Usually they're just small silver little fish. Lonnie says, Bob, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing excellent. Thank you very much. I hope you're doing well too. I'm doing pretty good over here. Blue Water Jim. I knew someone was going to say, Pacu are really bad fish to keep. Not trying to be a Debbie Downer. Just saying it like it is. They really need a pond. That's why I said I hope he's got a big tank. Gonna need one, especially because they're schooling fish as well. So you need a couple of them. Ginger Grumble says, when we get more members, people in the stream, I'm giving away. Give them away now. Give them away to the people that show up on time. Reward punctuality. Don't reward lateness. Come on. Well, scuba diving this weekend and found a huge oxalotl-like creature. Didn't know we had those in the wild up north. You know what it is? It's one of those crazy, gigantic, that I never can remember the name of salamanders. Like a Satan spawned salamander or something. What is it? Someone will remind me. It's some crazy salamander. What's a good pleco to get? Anything besides a sailfin and a common. Well, that's not true either, because the Adonis pleco is even bigger. I would say any hypensistrus. Think There we go. Rewarding punctuality. I like it. 125 is not going to be big enough long term, but it is a good start. It is a good start. If it's just a small little pack, it is a good start. You're in the right direction. 5 gifted memberships from Ginger Grumble. Thank you. Adam, Steven, Michelle, Kendra, and Shane. The lurkers have been ousted. They're hanging out here. They weren't talking, but now we know they were there. Wendy says 20 long, 17 sabwa only. Suggestions for good bottom dwellers. Thank you. Wendy, I'm going to go with Corydoras, dwarf Corydoras, either the Pygmaeus, the Histatus, or the Habrosus. And you can do like 17 of them. Match it up, even Stevens, even though it's an odd number. But you get what I'm saying. I will split it, some now, some later. Fair. Okay. I mean, it's your money. I can't tell you how to spend it. Mud Puppy, I think in the French it's nectar something. Hellbender. It's a Hellbender. Look up Hellbender. That's what it is. The Hellbender is salamander. They get like 18 feet long. Paul says the rainbow fish I seen were yellow. Well, the Herbert Axelrodi is one of my favorite rainbow fish. Probably, honestly, probably number 4 on my list. Number 4. English only on the table. English only. Or you got to fold your hand. English only on the table. Poker reference? Anyone? Anyone play poker? No? Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think you really enjoy it. Like, dwarf Corydoras are not nearly as popular as they should be, in my opinion. Blue Water Jim with the $10 super chat says Rainbow Fish Fund. I was actually this close to impulse buying rainbows on Aquabid last week. I was very close. I can't do it because the fish room's a mess right now. But I almost did something I know you're not supposed to do. But hopefully, I think they'll still be available. Hopefully they will still be available, and I think they will still be available. How about that? English is hard. It has a face only a mother would love. I would absolutely love to own a Hellbender someday, although I'm pretty sure it's illegal, and I would need like a pond. Well, actually, I would need like a river because they're not going to do well in a pond. Using Aquarium Co-op Easy Green 1.5 times a week and root tabs. All plants are looking good except my horns were in water sprite. Any ideas to spring them back? 6 to 8 hours of light and nitrates tend to... Probably more nitrates, to be honest. Both are extremely fast-growing plants. So, yeah, you probably just need more nitrates, to be honest. If you had only one of those in the tank, like if you took out the Hornswort, the water sprite would probably do a lot better. And if you took out the water sprite, the Hornswort would probably do a lot better. Found it 8 meters down, chilling on a shipwreck. We were exploring. That sounds amazing to me. I've always wanted to go like scuba diving on and look at shipwrecks. I think that would be awesome. I'm super jelly. There was a time like 6 years ago where I tried to get like certified in scuba diving, but it just never happened because I didn't try hard enough. Carol Cox says, I'm really considering blackberry silver dollars. Talk me out of it. That's a terrible fish. Don't do it. They get like this big. You'll need a massive tank. You'll have to put them in your pond. And I don't know. Silver dollars, I mean, they're a cool fish, but again, like the Pacu, they just get huge, and they need to be in a school. So if you got the tank for it, by all means, but put the hornwort in a bucket outside. It'll grow in green water buckets. I have Habrosus cories. How do I get babies, Amy? So just like any Corydoras, they're very easy to spawn. You have to do water changes, but your first step is live foods, if you can find them. If you can't find live food, find frozen food. If you get bloodworms, you have to chop it off, but if you can get like some smaller shrimp, go that route, and you just have to feed them heavily and then do a cold water change, and that'll usually get them to spawn, and they'll actually spawn for like a week straight. But yeah, Habroses are not really any different than any other Cory as far as getting them to spawn. Tesla Killdozer with the $5.91 super chat says, Bob, I have a face for radio. Me too, but I'm still here. So there you go. Nothing's gonna stop us, buddy. Nothing. The Great Lakes have a lot of shipwrecks. I know. I need to do it. I want to do it. I don't even care. Like freshwater, saltwater, I'll go both ways. Like it doesn't matter. I just want to explore shipwrecks and find pirates' booty. Feed bloodworms, and when you do water changes, make the water several degrees cooler. You can also time it if you wanted to, like, say it's been sunny for like a week and you have a rainstorm coming. That'll get them to spawn too, like the barometric pressure, something. I don't know. They're in tune with nature, just like we all should be. But like here, if we have a bad storm and I do a water change, regardless of feeding them, they'll start spawning. So it's supposed to like simulate the spring season when it rains a lot. Just as easy as any Corydoras to spawn. Bob, remind us how easy pandas are to breed again. No one asked for your opinion, all right? And pandas are easy to spawn. They're just not easy for me to keep alive. That's the problem, all right? Ruben says, I got some white clouds for my mini pond yesterday. I also got the most knowledgeable PetSmart employee I've ever seen. He actually knew things about fish keeping. That is amazing. Both the fish and a knowledgeable person. Well, you know, Priscilla, MK Art Priscilla, if anyone remembers, I think she is working at a Petco or PetSmart. I don't remember which one. Sorry, Priscilla. So that's probably going to be the most knowledgeable employee ever in the history of Petco. My salt and pepper quarries spawned, and I don't do any of that. That's true. Like, well, salt and pepper quarries, man, those are really good for outdoor tubs. They love cold weather, and they'll just spawn. Like, they spawn for me. Like, I don't even keep the eggs. I don't even try to spawn them because I would just have too many of them. Joel says, I want to learn to drive. That's a good aspiration. You want to learn how to dive. I'm just kidding. Diving is easy. Like, you just go head first, man. That's how you dive. Just jump in the water head first. That's a dive. He says, I'm dumb, so I probably shouldn't. I don't believe that, sir. You're not fooling me. Blue Water Jim says, I dropped the temp 5 degrees with every water change on my panacories, and I'm overrun with them. Yep. Pandas want hard water, or why are they hard to keep alive, Bob? I haven't had them yet. So for me, they've been the bane of my existence, but you'll see people like Blue Water Jim that's overrun with them. They are a cooler water Corydoras, so they don't like, you know, if you get the water up to like 80 degrees, they're not going to have a good time. But yeah, I've never had good luck with them. In my opinion, they've been like just very fragile. I've never found a good source for them. I don't know, but I've killed them every single time. And it's not like I put them in my tank and they just die. It's like a slow die off over like a couple months. I'll buy like 20 of them, and after 3 months, I might have like one left. Had aphid outbreak in my plant room. I came home with a package of ladybugs from the hardware store. Worked. No more aphids. Getting the ladies outside is another story. Now you got to buy something to eat the ladybugs. So now you need to buy some frogs to put in your house, or some dwarf geckos. Fluval bug bites make my Corydoras spawn. That's another. Yeah, there's definitely some good dry foods out there. But if you really want to kickstart, live and then frozen, and then like bug bites or extreme is another one that they'll anything. Basically, it's the protein. You want lots and lots of protein. Joel says, I went to the Great Barrier Reef. I went to the Great Barrier Reef. I almost said something even worse. And went scuba diving with zero training. All I did was somersaults about 3 feet under the surface. It was amazing how bad I was. I couldn't go down. It was weird. Well, I guess you're just full of hot air then. All right. One time this Petco employee was trying to tell me he really enjoys these fish and it would suck if I bought them. That's funny. These are my favorite fish. Please don't buy them. Man, I don't know if it's true, but it would make sense. I have liquid rock from the tap and mine won't stop spawning. So maybe that's it too. That could be it too. I mean, I do have really soft water here. I have basically RO water out of the tap. You need more lead or empty the air in your buoyancy compensator. Your swim bladder is no good, Joel. Bad swim bladder. That's got to be it. You need to eat some peas and clear out your swim bladder. I do feed a ton of baby brine shrimp to my Corys. There you go. Ginger Grumble gifting 5 more memberships. EJ, Amanda, Shane, the first 3. We'll see who else is to come. At least EJ and Amanda, you know, they're talking. They're not lurkers. Shane, you got caught, buddy. You got caught. EJ. What's EJ short for? Is it short for something like Elijah? Is your name Elijah? What should I put in my 300-gallon outdoor pond in Pennsylvania? Whoa, buddy. Don't knock over the dog gate. That's what's not supposed to happen. Outdoor pond in Pennsylvania, probably White Clouds. I mean, I know you probably want something big, but I'm not familiar with your weather at all. So maybe someone in your area can give some suggestions. Carlos, gifted a membership, buddy. All new members, guys, show up 3:45, an hour before this stream. We go live. Just letting you know. For the members stream. And Jimmy Gimbal. That's not fair. Jimmy, you should give that to someone else. Jimmy, give your membership away. Come on, buddy. That's not fair. You know me in real life. You shouldn't be a member. Yes, my name is Elijah. You got me. I knew it. I knew it. Did the stray dog end up leaving? No, but the owners came and got him. I feel so called out. And yeah, Regina says it. Thanks again. Thanks again, Ginger. I seen one of my Corys laying eggs and immediately turned around to eat them. Yep. That's a very real possibility. I mean, eggs are delicious. Let's be real. I eat eggs every single day. I have 4 eggs. I can't believe you weren't a member, Jimbo. There we go. I was not my intention, Jimmy. Not my intention. But Jimmy, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. I appreciate it. Jim, Lonnie, welcome to the Dream Team. And Jimmy, if you were there last hour, you would know we all got called out about the next camping trip. When's the next camping video, buddy? When is the next camping trip? How long can the Corys go? Outside temp swings in West Washington are goofy, 48, 70s during the day. I would love to try them. Wendy, if you want to try them, I would highly suggest the peppered Corys. Because they're the ones that are going to go or not die in the cooler temperatures. Like mine stay out in Western Washington probably like 7-8 months out of the year. And it also depends on how you have your tubs. So, like, your water temperature is not going to be what the air temperature is, obviously, right? So, even if it's, like, say it's, like, 70 degrees all day and then it drops into, like, the upper 40s, it's not going to be, you know, that cold in the water. So, just keep that in mind. So, the pepper Corydoras, they'll do just fine. I had no idea I was so loyal to Bob. Must be his dorky movie references. How dare you? Like, we only watch good movies around here, like Napoleon Dynamite, Tremors. Come on, Elijah. Davo, welcome, buddy. Gifted a sub, Davo, not a lurker. I can't call him out for being a lurker. Dang it, lurkers. Just let me know. I'll make time. I literally have an open schedule, so someone has to tell me. Or I'm just going to book it and do it. You got a Davo. Depending on how big your pond tub is in PA, you can do rice fish, white clouds, koi, goldfish, and natives such as shiners. Shiners would be a fun one. Minnows, sunfish, shiners. I would love to do shiners outside. When do we get more Swiss Kebab content? I don't think that's a channel anymore, is it? I'm not sure. Is that even still a channel? If you move from a dark water tank to one with no tannins, will it shock them? So if you have the parameters of a dark water tank, possibly. I would just be worried about the parameters. Tannins, I wouldn't be worried about at all. Tremors, have you been looking at my Amazon save list? Well, why is it saved? Just watch it. Watch it. Please hit the like, and the next membership giveaway will be in the second hour. All right, more are coming. Just book it. I'll make it nothing at the end of July. Most likely be in Ecuador. That's where I said I wanted to go. You're stealing my ideas. And what are you chewing on? Hey. You just trimming your toenails? All right, I'll book it. Have you ever bred stack endlers? Negative. I've never even kept them. Swiss Kebab is still a channel. There you go. Thoughts about using outdoor tubs for unconventional species as long as temps are right. Examples, conditioning puffers, raising rainbow fry. I am all about using outdoor tubs for anything. Like, I think I just moved a bunch of fish outdoors, and I mean, they just seem significantly. I mean, granted, my outdoor tubs are bigger than the tanks they were in, so there's that. But there's just something about fish outside in the sun. They just seem way happier, way more active. They always spawn. The Fish Room ABQ, what's going on, buddy? He says, I'm making plans for us then. Camping in New Mexico. Let's do it. I want to camp in Dulce. Can we camp in Dulce, New Mexico? What month? I mean, July would be a good month for it, but I can't go this July. But yeah, if you can get us a camping area around Dulce, New Mexico, on the reservation there, I'm all for it. All for it. And as long as we can go hiking and exploring around. Dulce, New Mexico. That's where it's at. I'm a leaker, not a lurker. All right. Might want to get that checked out, buddy. I'm not a doctor, though. So what do I know? Lorne? I'm not sure. Was gifted a membership. There you go. I put a mop of Bosemani eggs outside today. Yeah, that's a really good way to do it, too. Like, I mean, I've got, like, in my ponds, I've got billions of Daphnia and many other creatures swimming around in there. It's just so good for the fish. Jimmy Gibble, thank you for inspiring me to spend more money than I should on philodendrons and alocasias. Isn't New Mexico on fire? Northern New Mexico has been on fire for, what, like 4 months now? 3-4 months? Which is pretty crazy to think about. Bob, what is this picture of? I know, it's so small. I gotta take that off. It's so small. It's me with Michael Jordan and Magic Johnson, but you can't even see it. It's so small. Jimmy says, good luck on the alocasias. Yeah. I tried one and I killed it, and I tried another one and I killed it, so I'm not buying anymore. I just kill them. They don't do well in my fish room. Would burying the sides of an outdoor tub help not freeze in the winter? It would definitely keep the water warmer. Would it help not freeze? There's lots of variables there. It'd be hard to say. But burying your tubs will definitely keep them warmer, for sure. I'm not burying my tubs this year because I don't think I'll have time. But next year, I'm burying all my tubs. What would I put in a 50-gallon if I had one today? Well, describe the 50-gallon. Is it a 50-gallon long, a 50-gallon breeder, or a 50-gallon low boy? Either way, there's probably going to be rainbow fish going in it. There's probably going to be Corydoras, probably going to be a pistos. That's kind of my jam. It's kind of what I do. Fish and plants do amazing outside. My white Mayuka Medaka are spawning like crazy. I need to get more rice fish. I swear I've been a member longer than 25 months. You have. You've been a member for 27 months. And thank you for 27 months. I appreciate it. Almost. You'll hit the 3-year mark pretty soon. Amanda says, weather's been all over the map where I am. 16 Celsius today, 31 for tomorrow. It's been pretty consistent here. Rain. Rain, and more rain. But it's, I moved a lot of fish out earlier than I should have, and they're doing well so far. Hey, buddy. Stop that, man. What are you doing to me? I've got my bala shark outside. He's loving life, although I had to build a top for my pond. Because you put a bala shark outside, it attracts some birds and some raccoons. So, especially a large bala shark. So he's doing pretty well out there. Yeah, he got one battle scar. Like the very first night I put him out there, I went out there the next day and he had a battle scar, like something scratched the side of him. Tried to get him. So I was like, oh, that's probably pretty obvious. A bright, shiny silver fish. So yeah. Had to go get some chicken wire, built a little top for him. 48 by 12 by 18. So basically like a 55. I would definitely do rainbow fish. 100%. What's the trick to keeping snails from getting stuck in my siphon tube when vacuuming up detritus? What a pain. Get netting and put, or some people use like nylon, and just put it over the tube. It won't siphon up detritus as well, but it'll definitely stop the snails. Or just go to like a hardware store and find some like screen material. How old is the OG bala shark? No, I've had him I got back into the hobby like in 2014, and he was just a little guy then, so probably like 8 years ish. Plus however old he was. I mean, he was just a little guy when I got him. So yeah, he's going through a midlife crisis right now probably. I was mowing all dust yesterday, dry as a bone here, says Dave. Not here, man. It's brutal here. It's just like you step on grass and you sink. You sink. It's about 2.5 hours from where I'm located. Definitely know people out there. I will definitely make some phone calls. All right. Probably not going to happen this year, though, to be honest. Next year is the year for traveling. This year, I'm building my little shanty, so funds are a little tight. So not a lot of travel going on this year. Napoleon is good. Not sure I'll recover from watching that raw egg drink get consumed, fake or not. Python is better. You've never had a raw egg before? Like, even I've drank raw egg. Like, Rocky? Hello? I don't recommend it, but I've done it. It's a very fast way to eat an egg, though. When will we see your tanks again, Bob? That's an excellent question. Yes, Bob, it's been a wet one. Oh yeah, you are kind of in the same region, aren't you? It's definitely brutal. Let's see. Well, I did film one of my tanks. I just haven't edited it yet. So fairly soon, as soon as I can find time to edit the video, you'll see one of my 125s. I set up a terrarium, which is not an aquarium, but I did set up a new terrarium. I don't know if I'll film that, though, because this is a fish channel, not a reptile channel, so we'll see if I film that. I'm not sure. But yeah, as soon as I can get around to editing the 125, it's hard making the video exciting, or watchable, I should say, watchable. I'm thinking of shell dwellers and rainbows, maybe a third oddball if I find one. That would work. I've seen lots of rainbows in Tanganyika setups. It works pretty well. So will the shanty fit your tanks? There will be no tanks in my shanty. My domicile, my home will have no fish tanks. The fish tanks will be in the fish room offsite. Because my home is off grid, so the amount of power a fish tank takes would just be too much, like way too much. I really liked the 40 at the beginning. Oh, so that's a trailer here too. Okay, all right. That video, I think I made that video in 2017. That's the evolution of the 40 breeder. Man, not a lot of people watch that one, but I was sad when I moved to take that tank down. That was one of my very first tanks I set up when I got back in the hobby. Matter of fact, it was the very first tank I set up. I was sad to take it down. The old 40-gallon Tetra, $1 per gallon sale. Bought it back in like 2014-ish. Sea shanty fund. Oh, Regina, I want a sea shanty so bad. Like, I'm so jealous of anyone who lives on the coast. I don't know if I can scroll all the way to the top, but there was a comment. I can't. Dang it. Where were they at? Namibia? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Namibia or something like that, and they're just on the coast, and I was like, I'm on the coast, and I was like, but I actually want to live on the coast. Like, I want to open my window and see the ocean, live on the coast. And also, that's the very first person I've ever seen at least announce that they are watching from Namibia. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. That's someone from Angola, which I believe is north or south Angola. I remember that one because it's so obscure, like you don't see it very often, so you remember it. Like, I'll remember Namibia. I remember Angola. Had a few people from like Cape Cod area, which is like all the way south. Yeah, pretty interesting. And thanks so much for the $50 super chat. I'm sure there's somewhere in the world I could go and get a sea shanty for $50. I bet. Somewhere. A sea shanty is a pirate song. Well, I know. But not right now, it's not. What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? What would you do with a drunken sailor? Early in the morning. Shave is back with a rusty razor. Anyways. Offsite tank. I mean, my tanks, I rent out a garage right now. Half of it is the studio I'm in now, and the other half is the fish room. So I'll still be renting that out. You could do one of those no filter tanks where the plants filter the water. I mean, I'll have, so my outdoor tubs will be where my house is, so I'll at least have that. But I don't plan on putting anything inside. Yeah, not much going inside, fish wise. Between me and 3 dogs, that's gonna be enough animals in there. Plus, I'll probably end up adopting a raccoon at some point. I don't know. There's all kinds of animals out here. Throw them whole with a captain's drop. I ruined it. I went too fast. Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says more singing. Well, now I'm gonna stop. Anyone else had the Buenos Aires tetras live 13 years just to spite you? They are very hardy fish. Very hardy fish. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Okay, I'll try moving closer to a fish tank. Thanks. Wait, I'll try moving it closer to a fish tank. Wait, what? I must have missed that one. Oh, you guys are talking about plants. That's why. Get a skunk. I would already own a skunk if they were legal here. Honestly, there's been lots of animals that I've owned of questionable legality. The problem is, now that I'm on the internet, I cannot own animals of questionable legality because I'll never know when I'll accidentally film one, and then someone will turn me in. Then I'll have to pay a fine, and my channel will get shut down, and all this stuff will happen. It's not worth it. But if I wasn't on YouTube, I would absolutely own foxes and skunks and all kinds of weird stuff. It sounds like you plan on living alone for the rest of your life. Sounds amazing. That is exactly the plan. Whether I do or not, I don't know. I'm not saying like I'm going to be single for the rest of my life, but that's what I'm planning on. Dumb question. When do you make the decision to tear down a tank and start over? Is there a circumstance that might happen where you say it's time to start over? Normally for me, because I do planet tanks, normally it's like that 2 to 3 year mark is when I need to tear out the substrate and start over. But even then, it's only on tanks that I aquascape that I care about the substrate. If it's just a tank that I just threw together, and yes, there's plants in there, but no, I'm not like manicuring it or keeping it, looking nice, then I don't care. Sometimes old tank syndrome will kick in and you'll have to, reboot a tank. But yeah, otherwise, just when I'm doing like really good aquascaping tanks, while I reboot a tank after like the 2, maybe 3 year mark. Moonstone says, same Bob, super is single. I mean, it has its advantages, and honestly, if you can't be happy living alone, you're never going to be happy living with someone else. So master that first, is in my opinion. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but that's the way I'm going. I would own it. You can't own a skunk in Texas? That seems weird. I feel like you can do anything in Texas. I don't know. At the Zen Ginger, a mangery. My tank has been set up for almost 16.5 years. It was made before I was born. Are you still going down to the stream when you move? Are you still going to be doing the stream when you move? Oh, I've already moved. I've been living off grid for a while. I just don't have a house. So yeah, nothing's stopped. It's been fairly mostly seamless for you all, the viewers. They call those display tanks. I feel like sure. I'll just say sure. Can you explain more in depth why are skunks illegal everywhere? That's crazy. What's stupid is that I can own a ferret, but I can't own a skunk. Like, what's the logic behind that? Like, what kind of disease do skunks have that a ferret is immune to, which would allow me to keep a ferret? Like, I'm not even sure if sugar gliders are still legal here. Like, I used to have sugar gliders. Let me look. Are sugar gliders legal in Washington State? Let's see. A complete overview. States where sugar gliders are 100% legal. Washington State. All right, so they're still legal. Maybe I'll get some sugar gliders. I haven't had those for a long time. So again, sugar gliders are legal, but skunks aren't. Like, it makes no sense. Same with foxes. Like, why can't I own a fox here? What does the fox say? Ring, ding, ding, ding. Anyways, it just makes no sense. Yeah, piranhas. See, I get piranhas. Like, piranhas are illegal here. They'll live in the water. I get it. Fine. But a skunk, like, they're already in the wild here. Like, why can't I own one? Nothing found as nature is allowed to be considered a pet. Every pet literally came from nature. What does that even mean? Come on, Elijah. I have a 6-foot black-throat monitor that eats raw meat and bones, but I can't have a skunk. Exactly. That's basically the diet that me and my dogs are on. Meat and bones. Ruben says, I care for ferrets once a week at my local nature center and can confirm that no one should own them. They are terrible creatures. Now, that is completely not true. I have had ferrets, and they make amazing pets. I don't know what kind of experiences you're having there, but I would take a ferret over a cat 100% of the time. I think it's like fish getting into waterways. You can't own things that can populate your area easily, but they already are populated here. I don't know. That state is dumb. Just move to Michigan. I mean, this state is getting pretty awful, to be honest. But the scenery is pretty fantastic. Like, the outdoor life here is probably better than the outdoor life in Michigan. Just saying. Do you guys even have mountains there? Probably not. Maybe you have hills. But, I don't know. It'd be tough to give up the mountains. The mountains are pretty amazing. Back when I had a Jack Russell Terrier, he trapped a skunk in my backyard. Like, I trapped a raccoon when I was younger and had a pet, kept it as a pet. Like, obviously that's terrible and you shouldn't take things out of the wild, but as a kid I didn't know any better. Ferrets are stinky. Ferrets are not stinky. Ferrets, like any other pet, are stinky if you don't take care of them. Fennec foxes are legal in my state. Yeah, those are amazing pets. Even descented skunkies, I don't know. Like, I have experience with descented skunks, and I've never had one that smelled, like, ever. I don't get it. Like, the level of care to make them not stink is way more than like a cat or a dog. But if you get a ferret or a skunk, you should be expecting to have more responsibility than a cat or a dog. Like, right? I mean, chickens stink if you don't take care of them. Like, dogs stink if you don't take care. Everything stinks if you don't take care of. Fish stink if you don't take care of them. Like, just take care of your pets and they won't stink. That's it. I stink. I don't shower for a week. I stink. That's how it is. That's like one of the laws of physics, right? I don't know. Newton's fifth law. Don't shower, you stink. Don't take care of your pets, they stink. This is, I don't know. It's the way it is. Fennec foxes are adorable. You know, they're super expensive. I mean, they're about $2,500. But their populations are controlling might be introducing bad traits or disease into wild populations. Maybe. I don't actually know on that level. Yeah, I mean, they're speculate. It's, the specific reason they're illegal in Washington is because of the spread of disease, which they're already here. Like, it doesn't matter. I don't get it. I'm all for some pets not, or some animals not being pets. Like, people shouldn't be owning tigers, you know, the Lion King, that should not be a thing. But a skunk, come on. Stink bugs stink. Okay. You got me. You got me, Regina. You got me. I remember the very first time getting a hold of a skunk, and it was like the coolest animal I've ever had. I guess I've only seen ferrets that aren't well cared for then. Yeah, so think of like how would I like compared to like a guinea pig, right? People have guinea pigs, they don't stink. You don't change out their bedding, they stink. Think of it like a ferret. You just have to change out their bedding a lot more. You can't have static things. So you can't have things that are like, a lot of people will get like hammocks and things for them to lay in. That's fine, but you have to change them out. You have to wash them. So kinkajous are pretty awesome. So if you have a ferret, you have to change out their bedding more. You have to wash their hammocks or anything that's in their cage. You have to wash it. It's just more work. But if you actually take care of it, then they won't stink. Mike Tyson wrestling his pet tiger, a truly majestic creature. I'm sorry I stole it. Right? If anyone gets that movie reference. I have a huge raccoon living in the duck fur in my front yard. He is fat off the cat food I keep on the front porch or outside for the cat. Everybody says trap and remove, but he is so cool. I mean, I literally saw a whole family of raccoons walk right by me, and they didn't even care about me. It was crazy. I thought they were cats at first. I was like, holy cow, that's a lot of cats. And I went and looked, and I was like, oh, that's a mama raccoon, and she had like four little babies with her, and they just strolled right on by me. That's one of the reasons why I love living out in the woods. Like, and like the coyotes here go crazy at night. Like 2 a.m, they just start screaming, and it's pretty crazy. So it's like the pack of coyotes here, you know, they like send out a scout, and you can hear him. He'll be like way over here, and he'll start calling, and then the pack is like way over here, and they start answering, and then they just start screaming. It's like, hey, here's the deer I just killed, or whatever they're eating. I don't know, but it's really fascinating. Like, there's so many just noises and like nature sounds. Way better than living in the city. If you're capable of caring for an animal, you should be able to. Sure, there's something to be said about that too. I mean, a polar bear. I mean, you'd have to own a lot of land and a big body of water, but sure. He's safe here and he does not stink. And you're true. That's true too, Ruben. Fish don't have specialized scent glands to defend themselves and mark their territory like skunks do. But I mean, dogs mark their territory, right? They pee on stuff. My daughter has a pet rat. Only stinks when the cage is really in need of a change. He's starting to train. I mean, pet rats. Talk about a great pet. Super smart animals. Really fun. Anyways, I don't know how do we get on this tangent anyways? All because I said I wanted a raccoon or a skunk or something. Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Good conversation, though. I like it. Really good. When I was in Hangover, that's correct, Hangover. When I was in 6th grade, we used to have one of my classmates. He would bring in, he had 2 pet rats. And he would bring them into class all the time, and they would literally just sit on his shoulder. We didn't have periods. It was one class the whole day. And he would just sit, they would just sit on his shoulder all day. At recess, he would take them out, and they would like poop and do whatever. But they didn't care. They just sat on his shoulders. Like, we were all like amazed. You know, I mean, we never got any work done when he brought him in, but, you know, we were 6th graders. What do you expect? Case 2, Mike is no genius. Just saying, Mike Tyson. I think you'd be really surprised if you watched or listened to his podcast. He's actually a pretty I don't know, smart, like book, maybe not book smart, but he has a lot of wisdom. I think he'd surprise you. He has a lot of wisdom. My neighbor lets raccoons in his house to eat the cat food. They climb in and out through the kitchen window. If you go on YouTube or Instagram, I forget where it is. It's probably everywhere. But there is a guy who feeds wild raccoons from his porch. And he'll go out on his porch and he'll start calling for the raccoons. And I mean, I'm not even kidding. There's probably like 50 raccoons show up and they crawl all over him. And he just pours out food. They eat out of his hand. It's pretty insane to see. Like, I mean, people are probably like, ooh, that's gross, but like every night he goes out and feeds these raccoons, and there's just I don't even think I'm exaggerating when I say there's 50. Like, there are so many. I had a friend who had a pet squirrel. She saved it as a baby and made a home in her closet. It was pretty cool. I tried to save a squirrel once. It didn't live. I got ran over by a car. I brought it home once, and it didn't live, though. Al says, oh, my God, yes, love that guy. I've owned 2 ferrets. Love them so much. Yep, I'll never forget my ferret. It was an amazing pet. Planarian, my 10-gallon shrimp snail tank. Is there a fish I could eat that would work to eliminate the planaria without killing everything else, or should I just remove the snails and deworm? Depending on the snail, I mean, you'd have to remove the shrimp too, most likely. You can definitely, I use rainbow fish. Like, my rainbow fish eat planaria, like crazy. So you basically just need a fish that's large enough to eat planaria, but not too large where it's going to eat your shrimp. So, like, a lot of tetras fit that bill. Raccoons are beautiful. I agree. I also think possums are beautiful. I mean, I would love to own possums. I wouldn't own them as indoor pets, but I would love possums on my property, especially with me having dogs. We don't have a lot of ticks here, but it's always a possibility. Like, I'm always, like, worried about getting ticks on my dogs. But if I had possums around here, and we do, but, you know, they roam everywhere. Like, there's not like a possum that like lives on my property. Is what I'm trying to say. But if there was, I would be a lot less concerned about ticks. I don't even think they're capable of getting rabies, right? Possums. Katie says people think possums. I know it's opossums, but I say possums. I think possums carry rabies, or people think possums carry rabies, but they don't. They can't die to their body temperature not being stable enough for the virus to thrive. Yeah, I don't even think it's capable of them to get it. Like, I think they're immune. The guy you're thinking of is James Blackwood, Raccoon Whisperer on YouTube. I guess, like, can you just go and, like, let me look. Can you just go on YouTube and pick an animal and say Whisperer? And is there going to be, like, some expert, some crazy Raccoon Whisperer? Mobbed by 14 raccoons on a Sunday night. Yeah, oh yeah, this is 537,000 subscribers. Like, some of these are just insane. 25 raccoons. I guess, yeah, you can sit here and count them, but sometimes, like, you can't even see his porch. There's so many of them. What's an animal we can test out? Also, have you kept paradise fish? I haven't gotten paradise fish yet. I don't know why. I don't have a good reason. I do like that they're capable of going into colder climates. But it's more like the one per fish tank thing. They'll fight if you have more than one. Ferret whisperer. Is there a ferret whisperer? No ferret whisperer. Okay, I guess that's not a thing. Maybe not. But I feel like people go with whisperer a lot for their name. Who's the fish whisperer? The fish whisperer. There's got to be one of those, right? There is. 1.25 million subscribers. Holy smokes! I guess I need to change my name to Whisperer. That's the secret. You put that in your name and you get lots of subscribers. Wow. Savannah Monitor Whisperer. Is this the guy with Big Boy? Savannah Monitor Whisperer. Is it the Dragon Whisperer? Because there's that guy with the black throat monitor that also has Savannah monitors, and they like, he can call them like dogs, like they'll come running to him when he calls their name. Oh, Ginger Grumble gifting 5 more memberships. Blue Water Jim says, gotta go on call tonight and just got a call. Been super fun. See you later. Thanks, Blue Water Jim. Always a pleasure to have you here. Atkins Nature Aquarium gifted a membership. Jeffrey, there you go. Jay Johnson. I severely miss my Savannah monitor. Eventually, I'll own another one. Welcome to the Whispering Steenfott stream. Yep. The Steenfott Whisperer. That doesn't make sense, though. Why do panda garas grow so slow? I don't know. You'd have to ask the divine creator on that one, whoever that may be. I did not program them to grow slow. I don't think they grow terribly slow. I mean, but I'm used to raising rainbow fish, which, like, nothing grows as slow as a rainbow fish. Some rainbow fish grow fast. What was it? 3? We're still waiting on 2 more, huh? I wonder why it's delayed like that. EJ says, Atkins, I knew you were around, right? JP3, I love it. It's a good way to, like, see new names. Not that Atkins is a new name by any means. I've been here working while listening. I have wild skunks, raccoons, possums, rabbits, and armadillos. Ooh, I did see an armadillo for sale the other day, and I was like, that could be fun, but not the right area for that. I see all the time in my house. I did have deer as well, but I haven't seen them in a while. Yeah, I definitely have a school of deer. I actually have a deer trail, like, right in front of where I live. Like 10 feet, literally 10 feet. And they drive my dogs bonkers. Any fish you know eat hydra? Rainbow fish. I use rainbow fish for hydra as well. Absolutely. They can't be like dwarf rainbows though. In my experience, like dwarf neons, maybe kamakas. I've never tried kamakas, but like dwarf neon and smaller have always ignored hydra. But any of your any of your like Melanotania bigger species, I've had Hydra like lickety split. Atkins says, thank you, just working and lurking. Hope everyone has a great day. Me too. Me too. EJ says, FYI, I have seen CPDs eat planaria. That's a lie. You've never seen CPDs ever. They never come out of hiding. I don't care what anyone says. It's a myth. It's a myth. Waiting on one more. Yeah, still one more. It's weird that it does that. Only thing I've seen guppies reject is snowflake shrimp. Snowflake shrimp food. Only thing I've seen guppies reject is snowflake shrimp food. I've never even heard of that. Snowflake shrimp food? Some dude says the thumbnail makes me want pygmy rainbow fish. They're amazing. I was watching LRB Aquatics videos. Yep. The Melanotania pygmaeus. I wish I could get a group of those. Bunny Viper says I used to rehab baby opossums. That's pretty cool. Why did I say opossums that time, but the other times I said possum? Somebody figure that out. What's wrong with my brain? Adam, there you go. Gifted membership. And thanks again, Ginger Grumble. I appreciate it. My CBDs are out and watching your stream as I type. Lies. I refuse to believe it. I refuse. Just like I refuse to believe that anyone's keeping pandacories alive. I refuse. It's not possible. Not possible, my friends. I had a bobcat as a pet when I was a kid. Found her as a kitten in the woods. I've come across many adult bobcats, but I've never come across kittens yet. Maybe someday. I would love to find like an abandoned like doe, like a little baby deer. That would be fun. Or rehab a little baby deer. However, it's important to note that not all baby deers are abandoned, right? Their moms leave them for like up to 12 hours a day. So if you come across a little baby deer, don't just take it thinking it's been abandoned. Abandoned. Guinea fowl? Question mark. Hey, the fowl or the pig? The pig. Oh, Ivy. You're talking to Ivy. I don't see the comment. Anyways. Any library will eat planaria, endlers, guppies, platies, mollies. This is true. I have pandacories. They are fine. No, I don't believe it. Moonstone again. I have pandacories that's 3 years old. No, not. It's impossible. I'm telling you. I've never been able to keep pandacories alive longer than 3 months, so no one else has been able to do it either. I refuse to believe. It's not possible. No way, Jose. Gosh. I had CBDs with pygmy cories and a bed of fish and cherry shrimp. They all did great. All did great. Opossum and opossum are correct. I feel like opossum is like the Canadian way to say it. Opossum. EJ, can I get verification on that? Opossum. They're opossums when they're in Canada, and they're possums when they're in America. That's it. That's the scientific definition right there. Guinea fowl are loud and pesky. I love guinea fowl, though. They are loud. They are loud. I got tons of pandas doing great. No, you don't, Greg. No, you don't. I don't hear it. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't believe it. Nope. Mike's Aquatics and Things says, quite a few of y'all forgot to smash that like button. What's up with that? I agree. Actually, I haven't even checked. How many likes do we have? 90 likes. Only need 10 more. 10 more. I call BS. My pandas are like a year old. I think you're just misremembering time. Maybe like 2 weeks old. Oh, panda cories are the bane of my existence, I swear. Opossum, eh? It's an opossum, eh? Darren, what's going on? Good to see you. Pick coming? I don't believe it. I don't got Facebook anymore. You can't mess with me there anymore. Pandas like my hard water. I know. I'm terrible with panda cories. I'm clearly kidding people. Clearly joking. Hopefully that was clear. Come on. Southern Canada. All right. Opossum was pronounced that way by my cousin in Ontario. Bob has panda envy. I do. I love anything that looks like a panda, and it really pisses me off that I cannot keep panda cories alive. I'm sure if I set up like a hard water tank, maybe I can take my like. You can't take it back, but a dislike. If you're not gonna like, at least dislike, because it counts the same. So I don't really care. Like or dislike, either way. One or the other. Dislike for panda cories, like for opossums. I don't know. That's funny. Bob has panda envy. Christina Alphabet, no possum. No possum. I'm Canadian. I've never heard of someone called them opossum. I've only heard of them possum. No way. Well, Sierra? Okay. Okay, I believe you. Opossum. Oh, man. That was my hypothesis, and I just got proven wrong. Gosh. I thought it was opossum everywhere, but the O is silent, and people tend to misspell it. People definitely misspell it. I lost a cherry shrimp. It randomly died in front of me, and now it's being destroyed by my rummy-nosed tetras. Maybe I had a heart attack. Per Google, we know that this is fact then, because Google is always right. Possums are native to Australia, New Zealand, and China, while opossums live in America and southern Canada. Opossum. Oh, the pink went away. Sad days. I think I remember you saying your favorite fish food is tetracolored granules last time I watched your live streams. Do you have a new favorite food? Where have you been the last 5 years? Holy smokes. I haven't used tetracolored granules in years. Welcome back to the channel, buddy. Oh, my. This right here. I happen to have my new favorite food, and it's specifically to this one, too. Like, not just extreme, but the extreme nano is my absolute favorite food. Strictly because of the 50% protein content. I like that the granules are soft and not hard. That's a big one for me. I know a lot of people like it hard, but I do not. About possums. So yeah. Extreme nano. Try it. I also love that, like, if you sprinkle some in, it's like 50-50. Like 50% of it floats and like 50% of it sinks. I love that. I hope that never changes. Can confirm opossums are native here in Australia and in New Zealand. There we go. Google has the same junk. I don't think Google has fact check. Like, Google is just showing websites, right? It's all bad. It's all bad. Mother deer often have 3 babies. Look it up and walk away shortly after birth. The ones that follow lived. Often a third is left to die. Rehab them too. Nothing as great as bottle feeding. Yeah, so I guess I should have finished that. If you find a baby deer in the wild, how you tell it's abandoned or not, it's by its ears. If the ears are up and pointed, it's good to go. If the ears are shriveled or curled, folded, anything like that, then it needs help. Then it's up to you if you let nature take its course or if you take it and rehab it. Bob, I have been hooked on phonics, and hooked on phonics works for me. Oh, wait, that's not what you said. Bob, I have been hooked on Expedition Bigfoot lately. Have you ever heard of Fear Lake in the Olympic Peninsula? Fear Lake, yes, I have, but I didn't know that there was anything related to Bigfoot. Is this something I need to research? Bob, is it just me or do rainbows have an endless pit of a stomach? It makes me laugh when they eat so much with that little mouth. That's the problem, right? You have to feed them little foods. Little, yeah, they have to eat little parcels. So, yeah, it does seem like they eat a lot, for sure. Possums here are very cute. They don't look like those white ray-type opossums you have in America. I still think the ones we have are cute, too. I mean, it's like one of those things where they're so ugly they're cute, though. Like, they're not ugly, they're not cute, they're ugly. They're cute because they're ugly. I don't know. What am I trying to say here? You know what I mean. Great info, refunds, Bob. You got to know this stuff. Like, you just can't take animals out of the wild that shouldn't be taken out of the wild. Granted, you could argue that none of them should be taken out of the wild and nature should take its course, but I could never let a baby deer die. I could never let a baby anything die. It's just not in my nature. Season 3 has an episode there. It's crazy. Oh, I'll have to check it out. I've actually never seen the show. I generally don't watch production shows on Bigfoot. Just because there's too much. There's just too much drama, crap, fake stuff. But yeah, I'll have to check it out. The whole season is there, but one episode is titled Fear Lake, or is it Lake Fear? It doesn't really matter. You guys are the best. Got to go do something even more productive than this conversation. All the loves. Good to see you as always, Moonstone. I hope you have a good rest of your day and a good week. Bob, are you on solar power at your new place? Yes. Very limited solar power, but yes. Once it's actually built and I can install my panels, I'll have much more power. But yeah, I'm on solar only. Whatever they eat, tree roaches. I am now a huge fan. Oh, is this a fish comment? I have a 17-gallon tank and want something colorful and active that I can have with pygmy cories. Any recommendation? Endlers. Endlers. You can get an endler in any color you want. You can get it in multiple of colors. You can get a rainbow endler. You can get a tiger endler. You can get a rainbow tiger endler, and they're always super active. Mountain Monsters has the best Bigfoot. See, the closest thing I'll get to watching a production is Les Stroud. He does a lot of Bigfoot stuff, and I'll watch anything he does. But I do enjoy his Bigfoot content. And there's a lot of not well-known Bigfoot people on YouTube that I enjoy as well. I remember having to watch The Reading Rainbow every once in a while in school and just struggling to stay awake. Regina says, Christina, we could definitely be friends. Christina says, snakes are adorable. I agree. Opossums and hyenas are the only animals that give me that gut feeling of total disgust. What? I would love to own hyenas. Like, that is like a dream. My dream dog is a hyena. Okay, my dream canine is a hyena. While I'm talking about it, listen to Sasquatch Chronicles for eyewitness accounts without the drama. That's what I enjoy. That's the stuff I like to read about and listen to. My Aussie pseudomagills and guppies love extreme nano. Pseudomagills would be another active fish. I don't know why I always forget about them. But yeah, pseudomagill. Michigan Dogman is where it's at. What about Mothman? Wait, Bob, are you a Bigfoot believer? I'm just, I'm not a disbeliever, but I'm also not a believer. If that makes any sense at all. Why, Bob? I honestly, like, I would never own a hyena. I just love their coats. I love the way they look. I think they have absolutely beautiful coats. That's it. That's all. Paul says I got about 1,500 kilowatts for my solar panels. Not much at the moment, but going to add them when I can. See, right now I only need enough power to keep the lights on. Like, that's it. So I don't need a lot. But once it's built, I'll be getting a lot more. I've been trying to work out deals with some solar companies because I'm an influencer. So we'll see if that works out. Do you have any Pseudomiguel Melis Bunny? Cancer Train wants to know. That's an interesting name. Okay, the cherry shrimp came back to life, molted and swam away. That's pretty common. Scruffy says, I'm from the Smoky Mountains. I'm a skeptic at best, but I've been interested since elementary school. I think it's interesting that there's declassified documents that have come out that you can find that after the volcano erupted here, you can find declassified military documents of them sending up troops to recover dead Bigfoot bodies. Like, there were troops assigned to go pick up all the dead Bigfoots after Mount St. Helens erupted. I think that's pretty fascinating. So whether you believe or not believe, I still think that's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. What is the best fish to put with German blue rams? I have some cardinals, but would like some other fish that like warm water. I think the most common combination is rams, cardinals, and discus, right? That's like the warm water combo. But there's lots of like rainbow fish can go in warmer temperatures. There's lots. It depends. Like, is your water warm like 86 degrees warm, or is it warm like 82 degrees warm? If you're keeping it at 82, I mean, you can do angels. You can do a lot of fish at 82 degrees. 86, you're kind of getting rid of a lot of options there. Personally, I keep my rams at 78. Never had an issue. Day and age of trail cams, harder and harder to believe a large mammal is undiscovered in this country. But like, even in Washington State, there's literally thousands and thousands of acres that nobody ever goes to. And yes, while it is really unbelievable to think that a large mammal would not be discovered, if you look at like National Geographics in the 1950s, we're posting pictures of dinosaurs in the Congo. Like, why hasn't anybody talked about that? Like, that's pretty crazy. I think I have a migraine now. My eyes just rolled. Hey, I just said it's interesting. I like sci-fi. This is why I like this kind of stuff. I'm a sci-fi fan. That's, you know. Do you listen to podcasts? Not really. I listen to OBDM podcast every now and then. They talk about Bigfoot and UFO, and a lot of it's pretty funny. Main guy loves his Bigfoot. Yeah, I just like it because, like I said, I'm kind of a sci-fi nerd. So anything to do with the extraordinary, it's entertainment. That's all it is. It's entertainment. Is there enough sun for solar in your area, Bob? Oh, yeah. Plenty of sun. My ponds are on solar, and even on overcast days, the pumps are still out there. So it's all about regulating it, right? Like, okay, I see this next week I'm just going to be nothing but rain. Maybe I won't have the hot tub running this week, you know? I don't have a hot tub, but you know what I mean, right? You got to plan it out. You got to keep an eye on it. More batteries, the better. Is Bigfoot sci-fi or fantasy, though? Is there a difference? I don't think so. Amy says, I'm a believer. Like, good. Like, does it matter? Does it really matter? Maybe Bob is Bigfoot. I could be part Bigfoot. You don't know. I used to love listening to that radio channel. You can't even get away with the theft without leaving DNA and hair proof these days. We would know about a huge, hairy, bipedal creature with a similar helix structure. Just saying. Maybe. not. There's a lot of unexplored. I mean, we're finding. They just found a new primate, right? Like a year ago. When was that? Like they just discovered a new primate. I'm totally a believer of strange species in the ocean, Congo, especially the ocean. Like the ocean, who knows what's going on down there? But I'm not yet convinced of Bigfoot. Oh, I'm not convinced either. Like I said, I'm not saying I believe in it. I've seen an animal that supposedly doesn't exist, a black Florida panther. So there is a part of me that kind of believes Bigfoot exists. Yeah, that giant tortoise, that the giant. I forget the species that they thought it was extinct 100 years ago. They just found one. Like they just found another one. Oh. Guess it's not extinct anymore. The thing's like 180 pounds. Like if a 180-pound tortoise could go around undiscovered for 100 years, what else is out there? We don't know. Who knows? But, I mean, Bigfoot's pretty far-fetched. Like, let's be honest. Why not Mothra? Yeah. Why not? Bunny Viper says, EJ, I think I dated Bigfoot once. That's probably pretty accurate. I think I dated a wildebeest once. There is a rich history of stories about Bigfoot going back to Native American nations. Yeah, and I think that just adds more to the lore. I'm not someone who just disbelieves something because there's no proof, right? The lack of proof to me doesn't mean that something doesn't exist. Like I'm not saying it does exist. I'm just not saying I'm not someone where there's a hard no. There's no proof. That's a hard no from me. There, it could be. Do you watch Bob Gimlin on YouTube? His content is good. No, I'll have to check it out. Sorry to hijack the stream, Bob. While watching, I kept wondering if you had heard of that area. Hey, man, it's good conversations. That's important to me. No matter what we talk about, it's good to have nice conversations. I believe in the possibility. I think there is so much unexplained things. Gigantopithecus. Yeah. Bob looks kind of fuzzy. His mom took a long walk in the woods and came back all disheveled and happy 9 months later. Well, it's Bigfoot, so it was like 12 months later. All right. So you're a Bigfoot agnostic? No. I guess, yeah. A Bigfoot agnostic? Sure. Sure. Grant wants to know how's the fish room going. It's going very slow, and it's going to be going really slow the next couple of weeks, though, because I'm really focused on getting my house done, unfortunately. I need a place to live. I've just spent 7 months living outdoors in the winter, so I'm excited to finally get my house built and done. Bigfoot agnostic. I know. I was like, that threw me off for a second. I had to think about it. I was like, no. Well, actually, yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. There was a lizard they found that was extinct. I mean, that happens all the time. It's not uncommon in the reptile world, honestly, to find like frogs that they thought, newt, salamanders that they thought were extinct. I mean, EJ, like that's it. I'm not saying there's no Bigfoot. I've yet to see any compelling evidence that one exists. I mean, yeah, that's it. Like, right? I thought I saw Bigfoot. It turns out it was Yeti with a tan. Like, oh man, like, yeah, don't even get me started on Yetis. I'm telling you. Up in Siberia. Bob, how about UFOs? I go back and forth on UFOs. I love the sci-fi angle of UFOs, but I go back and forth. I think a lot of UFOs are just experimental aircraft from the government, or just not even experimental. They're just government aircrafts. So I go back and forth. Not so silently judging. How dare you? How dare you judge? Who are you to judge anyone? Paul says, I use the Renogy solar panels, but the batteries are expensive, so use alternatives. Which I don't think I will last so many years, but the price was right. I mean, it's really it's about what type of batteries. Like the PO4 batteries are it, but now there's a replacement for those, and the technology is going so fast that it needs to go faster, honestly. But wasn't there a lizard that they thought were extinct that they found at some garden at a hotel? Yeah, that was. And not only did they, so here I forget what lizard it is, but I know the story. So there's a species of lizard that's been extinct forever, right? And then someone found it at a garden at a hotel. And not only did they find one, there was a huge colony of them living in this hotel that they thought it had been extinct for 100 years. So it's pretty crazy. Could be time travel. I mean, Nicolas Cage knows that he's a time traveler. He knows all about it. Frankie says it best. Did anyone not watch Harry and the Hendersons? I mean, if that isn't evidence of Bigfoot, I don't know what is. Come on. Great movie. Amy, if you're still here, there you go. There's one to watch. Harry and the Hendersons. Without a doubt, there's aliens and UFOs, but as far as what we are seeing floating around, wacky wobbling cylinders and such, might be more Earth originating than we realize. Bob, I'm really glad you had the opportunity to experience life outdoors. It's always something I've wanted to do, but it's hard to unplug. Congrats. Can't wait to see the new fish room. It's nice. I'm telling I kind of, growing up with the dawn of the internet was quite the experience, and I'm grateful for it. But it's so nice to not, like, I don't have signal where I am. It's amazing. Craziest part of I think their life cycle was like 10 months, 10 or 12 months. Yeah. It was wasn't it like some little gecko or something like that? I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. Harry definitely made me want to believe. If Nicolas Cage was a time traveler, he would be a better actor. Hey man, that's like totally unrelated. Why would being a time traveler make you a better actor? And he was a really good actor in that stupid comic book movie, Kick-Ass. He did a really good job in that movie because he was supposed to be terrible. Brandon Fraser was hot in his heyday. Yeah, I'm like Brandon Fraser's like cousin. Like, I was hot in my heyday, but then I got old. Now look at Brandon Fraser now. You're like, what? It's like, if you look at me now compared to what I used to be like, Brandon Fraser could be my brother for sure. Harry and the Hendersons was filmed down the street from my grandma's, like 4 houses down. So you've probably seen Bigfoot yourself then. That's all you know. UFOs exist. Yeah, UFOs absolutely exist. Like 100% unidentified flying objects exist for sure. You got to watch the new Nick Cage movie. It's fantastic. I think he's actually a pretty decent actor. The fact that he puts out a lot of crappy films because he was robbed of all his money is not his fault. But I think he's actually a pretty decent actor. Hey, go sit down. No whining. Oh, wow. It's Jimmy. Jimmy's been here. What are you talking about, Joel? You obviously have not been here because Jimmy has been. Just saying. I watched documentaries on the SR-71 today. That's an amazing plane. When it was first going through test flights in the early 60s, people living near the base were reporting UFOs. Men in suits asked them to be quiet. That's a really cool airplane. The new UFOs are pulling 10,000 Gs. We're in the second hour, right? Okay, we can keep this nonsense going. The new UFOs are pulling 10,000 G forces and have been yet to be detected in the oceans. They are drones that are moving in ways we can't explain yet. It's true. I mean, they're on video, right? Smart lithium iron phosphate batteries are good, but they're around $489 on offer. They're way cheaper than they used to be, Paul. Like, compared to like even a year ago. Because I first started researching them a year ago, and I had them saved in my Amazon list, and I was like, holy cow, these are way cheaper. Garden of Whedon. Love the plants in the back. Yeah, I need to fix this one, though. I knocked over that pot like a month ago, and ever since that Peru has been really sad. So I'll probably repot it. I've worked in the wildland firefighter. I've worked as a wildland firefighter. Ooh, that sounds fun. For 32 years, and I've seen lights moving around the sky that weren't planes or satellites just saying. And what about birds? Like, birds aren't real. Birds don't exist. Have you guys seen this yet? Birds aren't real. Yeah, birdsaren'treal.com. It's a thing. Birds are not real. The Birds Aren't Real movement exists to spread awareness that the U.S. government genocided over 12 billion birds from 1959 to 2001 and replaced these birds with surveillance drone replicas, which still watch us every single day. Once a preventative cause, our initial goal was to stop the force of extinction of real birds. Birds aren't real. Huh? Yeah, Zenny, what do you think about that? Huh? All these drones flying around acting like birds. It's on the internet. There's no fact checker here either to say otherwise. So it's got to be real. Here's a television advertisement from 1987 that birds aren't real. 87. Bob, I'm sure if you researched saltwater batteries, what's your take? Actually, I haven't, Thomas. I've heard of them, but I haven't looked into them yet. Getting a pair of pistogram. Ooh, a fish comment. Holy smokes. Oops, accidentally hit dislike, but quickly changed it to a like. Rocky and Miles. Oh, hey, Rocky. I know you from Instagram. And from here, obviously. I'm just, joking. Getting a pair of Episto McMasteri. What's the best cave for them? Your best bet is to offer multiple caves and let them decide. So usually, in my experience, you want something with like the cave has like a 1/2 inch hole. That's what I drill my pots for, 1/2 inch, so they can barely squeeze in and out of it. But I'll always have multiple caves if I want them to spawn. That way they can pick what they want. Currently, there is speculation that the SR-72 is under development. I think that satellites would keep them out of business unless they are weaponized. Well, let's be real. Everything is going to be weaponized. That's just the unfortunate truth. And California classified some bees as fish. Well, and they also made pizza a vegetable. Like, that's a real thing. That happened like 10 years ago. Pizza is a vegetable. Like, this is stupid. I bet Nick Cage is a trip. Gone in 60 Seconds is a guilty pleasure. I mean, honestly, I would love to sit down and have a conversation with Nicolas Cage. As a matter of fact, I will email him and see if he wants to come on the live stream. What's your favorite plek? Just kidding. Where are you hiding, Bigfoot? Greg Jones, what's going on, buddy? What's your favorite plek? Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. What about lobster people? I'm more into like the reptilians. I mean, I'm part reptilian myself. I'm Rh negative. My rheumatoid factor is Rh negative, so I am a little bit reptilian. But it's a joke. I've seen an interview with those people. Hey, Regina, don't give it away. Don't give it away. Birds aren't real. It's a real thing. It's not a joke. A bucket list is to fly on or observe SR-71 in flight. I think observing things is kind of lost its meaning to me. Like, if I can just watch a video of it on YouTube, like, that's pretty good, right? Sure, I'm not watching an SR-71 in real life, but I also get a lot better view watching an SR-71 fly with a drone flying next to it versus watching it from the ground at 20,000 feet, right? It's like, same with like sporting events. I would much rather watch them on TV than go to a sporting event. You get replays, you get HD, like, right? I don't know. Private bathrooms, you know, you're not going to the bathroom with 100 people at the same time. I don't know. The birds aren't real. Movement? The birds aren't real movement. It's pretty funny. It's like, it might be the second longest troll in history. Like, they've been trolling that birds aren't real since like the 50s. Nick Cage bought $1 million T-Rex skull. And to be honest, someone who spends $1 million on a T-Rex skull probably deserves to have all his money stolen. Let's be real. But also, nobody really deserves to have all their money stolen. I feel bad for Nick Cage. If you spot Nicolas Cage some beer money, he might be up for. Actually, he's doing pretty well now. He's back to being a millionaire now. So, yeah. But that whole like 2005 to about 2018 stretch for him was pretty rough. Pretty rough. But we all go through rough times, right? That dude worked his butt off to get his money back. So, a lot of respect to that guy. Script, you ever like that one? Wait, what? I think my favorite Nick Cage movie is National Treasure. I mean, that's a really good movie. Obviously, it's conspiracy based, so you know I love it. Do you notice an increase of ammonia when you feed a high protein food? No, but I also have like insane amounts of plants, so ammonia does not last. Not only do I have a ton of plants in my aquariums, I also have a ton of house plants in my aquariums. Almost all my tanks right now have pothos growing out of them, so ammonia doesn't last long. Maybe panicories aren't real and they short circuit after 2 months. It could be. They haven't figured that one out yet. Could be. Not waterproof. Water resistant, but not waterproof. Nothing like sitting behind home plate at Dodger Stadium, though. I mean, there's definitely something said about going to sporting events, but I'm always going to enjoy it more from home. Like, one, I don't have to pay $84 for nachos, right? That's a big one. Seattle, I don't have to pay $100 to park my car in Seattle. That's nice. However, if you've ever been to like a Sounders game or like a real soccer game, there is definitely something to be said about an entire crowd, 50,000 plus, all cheering the same thing at the same time. That's pretty awesome to see. What do I think about exoplanets? I think it's fascinating. I'm definitely all about it. Rose 128, Proxima, Sirius, very well. I think it's very interesting when you go to like Google Earth or Google Space, I should say, and they have things like blurred out. I find that very fascinating. Like why they blur out Sirius. You cannot look at Sirius. They blur it out. Like, why? Why can't we see that? What is there that they got to blur out? Just makes you think, like, what's going on there? I don't know. I grow pothos at home, but I didn't do well in the tank. Maybe I should put it in a 5-gallon bucket with my Java fern. I mean, for me, in my experience, if I put pothos in a tank, it takes like 6 months before it starts growing. Like a long time. But then once it starts growing, it grows like crazy. But there's always some sort of transition period of putting it in the tank and before it takes off. It's always like, I'm gonna say like 4 to 7 months, and then it'll start growing. Like in my 125, I put a pothos just hanging over the side, and it was probably like a foot long. I probably did that like 4 months ago. And today when I was doing my water change, I noticed it was like 4 feet long now, like out of the blue. It's like, holy smokes, what happened here? It was like just all of a sudden. Maybe it's nude, Bob. Maybe. Maybe. It's a nudist planet. There you go. FIFA World Cup is going to have games in Seattle in 2026. Did they win the bid? I didn't hear that yet. I know they had I know it was pretty close. I didn't know if they actually won the bid yet. Alex, what's up? Says 40-gallon plant grow out tank, rosy loaches, a mono shrimp, and oh man, you could do so much. A mono shrimp, rosy loaches. I mean, I love pairing rosy loaches with rasboras. Any other nano fish. Like you got the nano setup going on there. I would keep it that way. I would get a giant school of rasboras in there. I think that'd be awesome. The AC-130 gunship, I would definitely spend shift walking around that bird. Spend a shift walking around that bird. I butchered that whole sentence. I'm going to move on. Sorry, Alex. Recommendation for how to hang it from your tank. I just had the roots on my bucket list. Wait, where did that go? Did I read 2 comments at once? Yes, I did. My chat moved. K2 says, I'm shocked you enjoyed a Sounders game. I'm a soccer freak. I've been to many Sounders games. Well, back when you can get a Sounders ticket for like $20, I used to go to quite a few Sounders games. But yeah, I'm not much of a soccer fan that much. Like the flopping, the same reason I don't watch the NBA anymore. The flopping is just ridiculous. I can't take it. Like just I can't. I realize in soccer like it's a strategy. The NBA, they're just all wusses, but I can't take the flops. Carlos, that is a great question. The question is, who is blurring it? Them or us? It's them. Whoever them is. Serious? I love ignoring their emails and letters. What a bad investment that was. Oh, man. I feel sorry for anyone who invested in Sirius when it first came out. Holy smokes. UPS for Living the Dream says, shower and bedtime for me. It's going to be 97 tomorrow, so it'll be about 150 inside my package. So I'm not too enthusiastic about work tomorrow. All right. Well, keep your package cool, and I hope you have a good night. It was about 10 years ago. Today it's cool as Max. Mac and cheese school. We're reading the menu. What? Oh, here we go. I see it now. Scruffy City Quads. Recommendations for how to hang it from your tank. I just had the roots through an opening in my 75-gallon top. That's all I do. That's all I do. Find a little opening where it'll just sit there and kind of hold on. And eventually the roots will reach down into the substrate. And then it kind of becomes a pain if you ever want to take it out. Tim says, I plant pothos in my aquariums completely submerged. The old dirt roots will die, and they will grow large amounts of underwater roots. I call them poor man's Anubias. It's true. In my experience, they'll only last, like, if you don't let them grow out of your tank, they will die off in, like, 8 months. But it is true. You can completely submerge them. Bobby says, gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Talk to you next time. Thank you, Bobby. Good to see you. Bobby. She did say inside her package. She said... She did not say inside her package. She said inside her package car. Well, it's the same thing, right? It moves around. I don't know. Killjoy. Killjoy. Too slow and clumsy to be on a flight deck. Much respect for those folks. I would love to do... I'd love to be a flight attendant for like a year. And then I would be like, okay, I'm done with this. But it would be cool to go to all the places... And only if you had like a layover each time. I don't want to go fly somewhere and immediately get on another plane and fly somewhere else. I want a layover. Because then on your layovers, I'm pretty sure they pay for your hotel. You can see the city. That would be sweet. I keep trying to tell my family members to go work for an airline because family members get free standby. None of my family's done it yet. Someday, someone with the last name Steenfott is going to get a job at an airline, and I'm going to be like, yay, free, whatever I just said. Man, it must be getting towards the end of the stream because my brain is fried. Standby, free standby. Whew. Can you use snake plants in the back of a hang-on back? Yes, I have used snake plants many times. You might experience a lot of die-off So if you take a snake plant that's like the ball structure is like this, it might go from like a softball to a baseball, but it'll eventually rebound and grow back. Have you had fish spawn on the surface floating pothos leaves? Thinking about my sabwa. Never on the leaves, at least that I've noticed. There's definitely some species that will spawn on the underside of those leaves. There's some barbs that spawn on the underside of leaves that would do that. T-Franks Tanks, holy smokes, what's going on, buddy? Here's a fun factoid. The first person I ever saw in the wild wearing a Steenfott Aquatics t-shirt was T-Franks Tanks. I'll never forget that, which means I will never forget you, buddy. How's it going? Standby on the airline is how I traveled the world, and first class to Europe even. See? I would absolutely sit in an airport all day long just to get a free ticket somewhere, without a doubt. I thought snake plants were supposed to kept dry. I'm not a houseplant person. Regardless of what you see behind me, I know nothing about these plants. I just give them water. But I have definitely kept snake plants in my hang-on back filters. I had a friend who used to do that. They do get free hotels and that. Yeah, that would be amazing. Matter of fact, I might apply for that. No, I can't apply for that job. I can't leave all my animals. If I ever retire from YouTube, that's gonna be my next venture. Travel the world. This SR-71 would leak oil and fuel after it landed and cooled off. The metal would contract. I thought it leaked fuel like as soon as they fueled it. It would, like they had to fuel it, take off, and then refuel it in the air. Isn't that? I thought that's how that worked. Because of it contracting. I don't know, Carol. You're the expert, but I thought that's what it was. T-Frank said I also worked for Hilton and got employees discounts for like $40 a night. That's how Bob saw me in the wild. I'm so jealous. So jealous. Thomas says bettas love. Oh, I totally forgot about bettas. Yeah, they'll make their bubble nest in and around pothos leaves for sure. Yep. I remember back in the day when Motel 6 was actually Motel 6. You get a hotel room or a motel room for $6. Now, like, hotels are just as much or more expensive than the freaking airplane ride. Airplane ticket. Ride. Whatever. I need to propagate from my pothos and try it? Yeah, absolutely. Jeff H. Free milestone chat. Not free. It cost you $15. But, howdy. Howdy. Jeff, thanks for 3 months. I appreciate it. What's the minimum tank size for shell dwellers, and is it possible to do them as a trio? It really depends on what, and why it depends on what species is because how fast they'll reproduce. Like, you could absolutely do like a trio of gold ocelotus in a 10-gallon, right? Easily. But if you do like Similis, how can I redo this? Community spawned shell dwellers, not so good in a small tank, right? So that's your like your Similis, but like a gold ocelotus where they'll kill each other's fry, you can keep those in smaller tanks. So like a 10-gallon, just fine. But if you keep something like a Similis in a 10-gallon, you're gonna have so many fry, and it's gonna become so overpopulated that it's gonna be quite difficult. I think you're too tall to be a flight attendant. Is there a height limit? That can't be a thing. That's like I don't know. That's discrimination or something, right? Like age discrimination, except height discrimination. Multis. Yeah, multis. I don't know why I forgot about multis, but multis are a community spawner, so you would need like. So here's how my multi colony went. I bought a colony of like 5 multis in a 9.5-gallon tank off Craigslist, right? It wasn't Craigslist, but it was a local classifieds ad for fish. I quickly had to upgrade them to a 20-gallon long. And within just 2 months, I had to put them then in a 40-gallon breeder, right? They spawn really fast. I mean, they're like guppies. So you just keep that in mind. Similis, multis. Wouldn't splash tetras lay their eggs on the leaves? I don't know if they do that in the aquariums, though. I honestly, I'm not too familiar with how splash tetras spawn. I know they splash to get their food. You can get friends and family discounts at hotels too if you know someone. In my experience, you just get a hotel room and then you go and like do something wrong to the bathroom and then complain and get a free upgrade. Just kidding, I've never done that. Common to refuel in air. JP7 developed for the SR-71 as it was not flammable. It's just, you can't hire me because I'm too tall for something. Like tall people ride. If I can get on an airplane as a passenger, I should be able to work on an airplane as an employee. Like obviously, why else would I be working on an airplane if I'm not an employee? I'm okay with strength and physical discrimination being used for certain jobs. Well, I tell you one thing, I'm definitely going to be able to throw people out of that airplane pretty quick, right? A lot of people are smaller than I am. You want me as a flight attendant because I can pick you up and I could shove you through that little window if I wanted to. So you definitely want me on your flight crew for sure. And if something happens to the pilot, I can fly the plane. Like, hello, 100% I should be a flight attendant. My Corydoras lay their eggs in the bottom of a Nubius, but all my tetras have always been egg scatterers. I've never heard that. Yeah, splash tetras though. I like if there's one tetra that might be different, it would be the splash tetra. I mean, they're different in every other way. So why would they not lay their eggs that way? I did see the U2 take off several times when I was doing a project at Lockheed. U2, like the band. My Corydoras lay their. Oh, I already read that one. You could do that all day. I've never done that, but I will say, I miss Vegas before it was turned into a giant corporation. Because you could get a hotel room at Vegas. You could get the cheapest, crappiest room. And if you tip the check-in lady $20, it's called the $20 handshake, you would get the best suite they had available. I miss those days so much. Piss Bob off and you'll find him. Yeah, piss me off and you'll end up in the overhead compartment. I bet I could squeeze you through one of those little windows. I bet I could. You're small. You're small. SM all small. You have to pull a fry for gold ocelotus. Yes, all ocelotus. Gold. Well, so you might get a couple that survive, but if you have two males in the same tank, they will absolutely try to eat each other's spawns. For sure. Yep. This is why gold ocelotus and silver ocelotus are way more expensive than like multis and similis because they're not community spawners. I wish I could stay longer and talk fish, but I still have one tank to set up with my 4th gen red cherry barbs I breed. That is sweet. Cherry barbs are one of the most underutilized fish in the hobby in my experience. More people should have them. We're just about out of here anyways, though, so good to see you as always. I don't know, EJ, unless you're like some Brazilian jiu-jitsu master, I don't know, I bet I could squeeze you through one of those windows. Just saying. That's what I read about splash tetras, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I mean you could be right, but you got to be careful where you're getting your fish information these days. There's so many terrible sites out there. So many terrible sites that know SEO and know how to get ranked. That's the problem. Let's look it up. Splash tetras. Seriously fish. This is my go-to site for everything. Seriously fish. Let's see what they have to say here. Diet, behavior, reproduction, display of interest in reproduction, spawning eggs, posterior career. There you overhang. There you go. Displays an interesting reproductive strategy in which spawning and eggs Deposition occurs on overhanging vegetation above the water surface. There you go. If you have splash tetras, get yourself some pothos growing out of that thing ASAP. You're 5'10", but you're skinny. You're skinny, right? I've seen you. You're skinny. Heightism. There we go. Heightism. That's the word I'm looking for. But still, no one can explain to me why I'm too tall to work on an airplane. I'm only 6'2". Like, I'm not that tall. 6'1", barefoot. Like, come on. My uncle was stationed in the Coast Guard in New Jersey, and I was able to see Concorde a couple times coming into New York. That's pretty interesting. It's sad that how that whole operation went down. You know, they plashed a crane and they crashed their plane and went out of business. That's kind of unfortunate. Woo, we're definitely towards the end of this 2 hours because I can't even say words anymore. Unfortunate. I have my son now. His middle name is Steenfott. Take it easy, Ice Pick. All right. Terrible middle name, but okay. What are those racks from Home Depot that everyone is using for their tanks? Well, it depends. Are you talking about like the 30 or the 40-gallon breeder rack? You're also too big to be a jockey, Bob. Some things are just not. No, I could be a jockey. I just wouldn't be a very good one. See, there's a difference between telling me I can't be something and I wouldn't be very good at something. Like, I would not be a very good jockey because of how big I am. But I could be a jockey. Unfortunate. Good luck if you end up... Man, I've flown Cessnas. Like, it doesn't get any smaller than that. Like, the only seats are the pilot seats. So, I'm good. Like, I'm fine. I'm all about air travel. No matter the means, get me up in the sky. I'm all about it. After laying eggs, they splash them to keep them wet. Hey. Calm down. It's almost over. It's almost over. Okay, I'll take the dog gate down because it's almost over. Don't cause me any trouble, though. Yeah, Carla. See, Carla, finally someone in my corner. I could be a giraffe jockey or a dinosaur jockey in the Congo. You don't know. JD Parcher says, I understand my brain is fried after a 15-minute presentation. Thank you for answering my questions. No problemo. Thanks for asking questions so we don't get off topic talking about Bigfoot for 30 minutes. Good night, everyone. Good night, Regina. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. You could be a jockey, but no one would hire you. I'm self-employed, all right? I would hire myself. As a matter of fact, I might do it out of spite, just to spite you all. I'm gonna go buy myself a donkey, and I'm gonna race that donkey in every race. I'm gonna go down to Emerald Downs. This is a racetrack here, and I'm gonna qualify with a donkey, a jockey with a donkey, just out of spite. I kind of want to do it for fun, like show up to Emerald Downs with a donkey and be like, I'm ready to race. I can see the scene from Robin Hood Men in Tights if Bob tried to be getting on a racehorse. I can. Racehorses are small. It's the bigger horses that are the problem. Night, verily. EJ, I thought you were part of the team. I thought you were a team player. What happened? Oh, the dogs definitely know. Like, they know when it's been 2 hours. Don't you? All right, come on. You know you can't be under my desk. You always hit the power button when you're under my desk. That's very annoying. I might be 6'2", 260 pounds, but I identify as 4'4", 110 pounds. Wait, percentage sign? That's the 5. 5'4". I would watch that show. Poor donkey. I'm going to own a donkey in my lifetime, for sure. There's a video of a donkey just like kicking around a 55-gallon barrel and having the time of its life. And I'm like, man, If I could ever be as happy as that donkey, I'm winning at life. And I'm almost there. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Once I have a roof over my head, I'll be there. Awesome stream, and thanks again, Ginger, for the membership. Thanks, Bob, for answering questions. Oh. Hey, it's time for Hogan's Heroes. See ya. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. What else? That's it. We have officially hit the 2-hour mark. Definitely thank you, Ginger, for the 15 gifted subs. 15 or 20, 10, I don't know. Definitely at least 15. It's too much fun to make fun of you. Story of my life. But I love it. It does not offend me at all. Give me your best shot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna needlepoint you a pillow, Bob, that says I run in spite. Wait. Needlepoint? What the heck does that even? I don't know what needlepoint is. I run on spite and jerky. Yes. That's it. Spite runs through my veins. That's how you get me to do anything. Just tell me I won't do it, and then I'll do it. Everybody hit the like button on the way out. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate it. Definitely hit that like button on the way out. Thanks, everyone, for the super chats, for the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the lurkers, the mods, the members. You all make this happen, every single one of you. So I really do, excuse you, appreciate it. Don't forget, we will be here Friday around noon, hopefully with Danny, for the Danny and Bob Aquarium Hour. That's not what it's called, but that's what it's going to be. Unless you guys talk about Bigfoot for 30 minutes again. Otherwise, I will see you all next week. All new members, don't forget, live member stream is at 3:45 p.m. PST every Monday, 1 hour before this stream when we go for an hour. So keep that in mind to all the new members. And everyone else, have a great week, and I'll see you all whenever I see you.